I am on the set of a video shoot in Phoenix, Arizona, and in about 10 minutes I need to pack up and head for the airport. But before I do, I'd love to take you behind the scenes.
3, 2, 1.
Hey everybody, welcome to The Sticker. My name is AJ, and this is my behind the scenes video series where I explore some of the stories behind the projects I'm working on, the stickers I've collected in my travels. And right now I'm currently in Phoenix, about to head back to Atlanta, which is where I'm from. And I actually didn't come from Atlanta to get here. This has kind of been a whirlwind week for me. I want to show you some of the behind the scenes of the travel and the setups and everything of this 2-day shoot out here in Arizona, but I actually want to go a little bit deeper as well and talk about how some of the things we do at home, our everyday, our routine things or whatever, are actually the endurance training that we need if we're intentional about those things, how those are the endurance training that we need when something difficult or challenging comes about. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But first off, I actually did not come from Atlanta to get here to Phoenix. I'm from Atlanta, but I actually came from Cancun. So I was on a totally different trip, different project in Cancun. And so my wife was with me and we were there for a couple days. I know it's a rough life to be in Cancun, but I actually needed different gear and different things in Mexico than I needed here in Phoenix. And it didn't make sense to take all those things to Mexico. So here's what I did. I actually packed 4 bags and I took 2 of those with me to Mexico for a few days. So we fly from Cancun to Atlanta. We arrive at about 5:30 and Erica is going home and I'm going on to Phoenix, but I need to swap out my bags. So we go out to the car. I've got my 2 bags. I put 1 bag in the car. I keep my backpack and I grab 2 more out of the car, and Erica drives out of the parking garage and goes home, and I actually go straight back to the airport and check in for my flight to Phoenix. Of course, this made for a little bit of a long day, not just the travel, but actually had things that we did in Cancun early in the day, then the travel, then the switch, and then I had the 4-hour flight to Arizona, which unfortunately ended up being delayed. So in terms of timing, I actually got to Arizona, to Phoenix, at about 2 a.m. Eastern time. The next day starts with a workout. That is kind of a mandatory thing for me these days. If I'm going to be doing creative work, if there is any sliver of time to get a run or a workout in, I absolutely do it. So this meant getting up bright and early before the shoot day and headed to the gym and got that workout in and then filmed all day. At the end of the day, after all the filming, I did a quick set change in this room, which is this is actually a hotel suite that we turned into our interview set. I actually flipped the room around and then went and got some late night dinner. Not the healthiest option, but because we do not have In-N-Out Burger in Atlanta, Georgia, I went and got In-N-Out and enjoyed that thoroughly. That is definitely a treat yourself type of moment for me. I don't normally suggest that you eat In-N-Out late at night, but I got up the next morning and ran off as many of those calories as I could. That run also helped me kickstart my next day, which was today, and did a bunch of filming here in the studio set we have, as well as around the resort. And here in just a few minutes, I am literally headed home. So here's the idea that I've been kind of pondering through and thinking through, and hopefully is an encouragement to you. And that is that it's the things I do at home, my normal everyday things that are not very exciting, that allow me to have the reserves and the muscles, the strength mentally or physically, that enables me to do something like this, back-to-back trips with the same energy, if not more, to be able to accomplish what needs to be done. So if I'm sleeping well at home, and I'm eating well at home, and I've got a good routine with my work schedule, if I'm doing those little things, my brain may be tired, I might be, not so thrilled about having to do every single one of those things all the time, right? But then when something challenging comes along, something hard, whether that's work-related, fitness, personal, something just sideswipes you, whatever it is, you have somewhere, some reserves to pull from, and you have the strength to handle it. So if I watch Netflix till 2 or 3 in the morning at home every night, and now I've traveled all day and I'm sitting in a hotel room, my temptation is going to be to turn on the TV and watch Netflix till 2 or 3 in the morning. But then, because of just being worn down on the trip with the travel and all the things that come with that, and it's not my normal thing, I'm gonna be drained even more. I would rather have good sleep and eat good breakfast at home and all of that, so that when I'm on the road, I do those things. And then when I also get taxed by extra things that aren't part of my normal routine, I have the strength and the routine in order to handle those things and not get sideswiped by it. Another example of this is our training for a marathon. It's the small runs every other day at home. It's the strength training stuff that I don't want to do that allows for race day to be successful, because that requires a lot of small deposits all the time. And so whatever it is for you right now, I hope that's an encouragement, a reminder even. It's not a big, huge aha, but just remember that it's those small things, those healthy decisions that you're making, whether it's work or personal or eating, whatever it is, it's the small things on a routine basis that'll allow you to have the extra strength and the reserves to pull from when required.